The UNL campus is a beautiful and scenic place to go to school. Unfortunately, much of the attention drawn to it has been negative lately. It's had its share of wild times in student housing. There have been recent outbreaks of violence and run-ins with the law. And the student job placement ratio isn't what it used to be. However, these negatives shouldn't overshadow the positives, like having a well-landscaped campus. The Nebraska campus hasn't always been this full of plant life. This 1872 picture from the top of the original Capitol building shows University Hall in the upper left, but not a tree in sight. This 1940 picture shows the back of Richards Hall, with the football stadium on the left and the Coliseum on the right. By this time, a few trees had made their way onto campus, but still the landscape was very bare. Bud Dasenbrock, Director of Landscape Services, was a freshman at UNL in 1951. The landscape has seen a lot of changes since then.
In the area now, the Cather Donaldson Garden around the library, those were parking lots with some temporary buildings that were used during the war for special training of military and so forth. And I can remember the clouds of dust because the parking lots were rock and it was windy and dry, and there was a lot of building construction, such as Hamilton Hall was under construction, and so the wind blew a lot, and there were just storms of dust around campus because of all of that.
The landscape of the University of Nebraska has come a long ways since it was founded in 1869. Back then there was one building, some grass, and no trees. Nowadays, with the abundance of various bushes and trees, it's hard to even see the buildings on campus. In 1977, when Bud became the landscape director, the campus landscape was shaping up, but there was still plenty of work to do.
When I interviewed for the job, I asked the person doing the interviews whether there was any chance that the bureaucracy and the system would allow campus to improve, because I said it could stand lots of improvement. And he said, well, I can't speak for the bureaucracy, but for myself, as your supervisor, I'll do everything I can to help you improve the campus.
A great deal of planning and effort go into the landscape on campus.
Well, the planning of what's to be done is kind of a joint thing, and administration has a strong hand in that. Of course, the building people have a strong hand in that because they need locations for buildings and so forth. But then,
in the groundskeeping department, the job is never done.
Well, there's been a lot of parking construction in the last year, and so we have to do, the parking people hire us to do the landscaping and planting around those lots and so forth. And there's always something going on campus, new additions, new buildings, and then we need to remodel our old worn out areas too. And so there's, our people spend about 25% of their time on improvements and remodeling and renovations of spaces. So it isn't just a maintenance job, it's always trying to improve the campus even more than it has.
Everyone knows Nebraska is #1 in football and women's volleyball, but not many people know we're national champs in groundskeeping.
2 years ago, we won the National Landscape Maintenance Award for the country, which is a national competition. And so that's a good indicator that we're doing a pretty good job here.
Right. With such a beautiful campus, it's nice to just take time out and smell the flowers. Bill Miller reporting.